My entitled stepsister really thought she won, but 3 hours with a sledgehammer changed everything. I want this room. Why can't I have it? Michaela, my new stepsister, asked, pointing to my bedroom. I laughed, thinking it was a joke. I'd had that room since I was 5. Mom and I hung the butterfly decals together on the walls before she passed. The guest room is next door, I told her. She turned to Dad. Pink's my favorite color, and I really love butterflies. She walked into my bedroom and started running her fingers along my mom's old vanity desk. This would be perfect for my makeup collection. Please? The guest room barely has any closet space too. She turned to me with the sweetest, fakest smile and said, you can consider it your gift to me. New family, new beginnings. I looked at Dad, waiting for him to say something, anything. Instead, he pulled me aside and said, would you mind giving up your room for your new sibling? She really wants it. You know what? If you say yes, I'll let you have the entire garage. You can decorate it, renovate it, bring your mom's things down there. The garage was almost 3 times bigger than my bedroom, and I'd be the only one on the first floor. It was perfect. I grinned and hugged him tight. Deal. Michaela laughed when she heard I got downgraded to the garage and told me to say goodbye to my pink room my mom had painted. I spent 3 months transforming that dusty garage into the room of my dreams. Built-in bookshelves, a reading nook with floor cushions, fairy lights strung between the rafters, a desk overlooking the garden through the new window we installed. I bought a small projector and placed it beside my bed for movie nights, and made a small spot for pictures of me and my mom. All my friends started hanging out there, and people bragged about it at school. But when Michaela saw it, her face went dark. She stormed into our parents' room and yelled, she gets an entire studio while I'm stuck in a regular bedroom? She told her mom, this isn't fair. I'm the new sibling. I should get the nice things, right? My stepmom sighed and looked at my dad. Maybe we can switch rooms again? One last time? But this time, Dad didn't cave. She decorated and remodeled that room on her own with her own money. The garage is hers. You get the pink bedroom that you asked for. End of discussion. Michaela began hyperventilating, realizing she'd lost. Then she paused. Fine. Keep your stupid garage. I don't need it. And we thought that was the end of it. But for the next couple of weeks, Michaela became obsessed with improving the pink room, determined to outdo my garage. She bought expensive professional LED strips that synced to music, installed a built-in vanity, placed a mini bar outside her room, and Dad was left with no choice but to fund her ideas with his credit card to keep the peace. But nothing seemed to satisfy her. She'd drag people upstairs to show off her improvements, then storm out when they mentioned they wanted to see the famous garage room. That's when she decided she needed more space for her creative vision. Michaela pretended to be sick and stayed home while me and the parents went out to celebrate my cousin's graduation. She watched from the window as we drove away before taking a sledgehammer up into her room and started hitting the wall between the pink bedroom and the guest bedroom to turn it into one giant room. The wall between the pink and guest room came down exactly like she wanted, for about 3 seconds. Then the ceiling beam, no longer supported, shifted. The neighbors heard a cracking sound shoot through like lightning. Drywall, insulation, and a massive ceiling joist had come crashing down. Michaela had looked up just in time to see it coming but couldn't dive away fast enough. The beam caught her at the base of her skull and pinned her down. She was conscious the whole time, trying to scream for help, but we were hours away from home. Our neighbors eventually called 911, but by then, she'd been trapped for 3 hours. The paramedics said she kept whispering, I can't feel anything, over and over. We showed up at the hospital 6 hours later and sat in the waiting room during the surgery. The doctor stepped out after an hour and confirmed it. Michaela would never move anything below her neck again. She'd need a ventilator to breathe properly. 24-hour care. She was 17 and would never walk or do anything independently again. When she could finally speak through the ventilator apparatus, she asked to see me. I thought she'd want comfort or support. Instead, she whispered, this is your fault. You made me feel like I had to compete for space in my own home. Now I'll never paint my nails again. Never try on clothes. Never hold a phone. I just wanted to belong in the family. Stepmom blamed both me and Dad for what happened, asking, why couldn't you have just shared your room? Why didn't you offer to help decorate her bedroom when you saw how much she wanted a cool room too? The entire upper floor got sealed off. Michaela moved into the garage because it was the only space large enough for all her medical equipment. I thought that was the end. Until yesterday, an insurance investigator called, saying they found something odd in Michaela's search history the week before her paralysis. They're reopening the case, and I'm now headed to the police station. Full story on channel linked below.